Hey everyone, it's Christopher Mullen from thegoldenoilguy.com. Just want to run over the sector that looks pretty hot right now. It looks good for a bounce. We're starting to get a bounce today. It's a trade that we've taken this morning, and I'm just going to run through it here, which is the utilities sector index. Now, if we take a look at the utilities sector using the XLU ETF, you can see here this is the daily chart. It's been in a strong uptrend here the last couple months. The equities market more or less has gone sideways and showing signs of distribution selling. As investors become fearful, they want to get their money out of the speculative stocks, put it into the big names, the big blue chips, dividend paying stocks, companies that'll be around for a long time. And then, of course, that is utilities is a good chunk of those stocks. So we've seen utility stocks move up as investors rotate their money into this somewhat of a safe haven sector. Now, if we just zoom into the chart here, take a look, you can see we have a 20-day moving average, which is this blue line. We've had nice on-balance volume, nice accumulation going on, and on Friday we had a sharp drop down to the 20-day moving average. And when you usually get a sharp drop into a moving average, usually you see a 1 or 3 day bounce out of that position. Now, if price slowly fades and pulls back to a 20-day or 50-day moving average, whatever moving averages you're using, you can't really use a touch of it to be a significant bounce. You really need price to do something similar to this where it just drops. It gets pushed to that level very quickly. It didn't fade into it. It got sold into it. Buyers are going to step in the next day and you see a nice bounce out of there. So that's kind of where we're at as of this week. Friday we had a sharp drop to the 20-day, and today we're getting a nice bounce in the utility sector. Now if we just zoom out here a little bit and look back at the 30-minute chart and zoom into the recent price action, I want to show you how I use Fibonacci extensions and how to kind of forecast price going forward. So if we just focus on the actual price here, let's get rid of some volume, a couple other things. So this, you can see here, this is the 20-day moving average. It's the daily chart overlaid on the 30 minutes, so it's stair-stepping its way up. Of course, when you get a tag of that moving average after a sharp sell-off, that puts the market into an oversold condition. It gives a good opportunity for a bounce in the sector. Now, if we grab the Fibonacci extension tool, you simply take this. What this does is it's not a Fibonacci retracement where it shows you where price should pull back, but it shows you once price looks to have bottomed where it should be headed to the upside. So you take the recent low, then you go up to this recent high, and then you pull it down to the last low, and you drag it across to see where that works out to be. So with this low, this high, and the market pulled back down to this level, the two targets where the market usually likes to go to is the 618, which happens to be a previous pivot high, and the 100% measured move. You can see price came up to that level several times, touched it, sold off, touched it, sold off, touched it, sold off, and again last week on Friday sold off very hard from that level. So if we look forward on this chart and use the most recent price correction here, so here's the last pullback. Here is the rally, and then we drag it down to this previous pivot low, which looks to be a bottom. It's a nice reversal candle, price action. The next two targets, more or less, for the utilities is going to be the 618, which will be right up through this resistance, which it traded sideways there for several sessions. It's going to run into high volume there. Anybody who bought here and withstood that big drop, when it gets back up to their break-even price, which is where the majority of volume was traded, we're going to see some sellers step into the market, probably create a little bit of a pause in price before it can go any higher. Now the full measured move is right up here at the 43.78. That'll push the market to a new high, or the index here to the new high. And that's kind of the short-term target. Now if we really want to zoom in on the price action, let me just clear this up a bit and grab a much shorter time frame here. Actually, we're going to use the same time frame, just zoom in a little bit. And if we just look at this recent price action and grab the Fibonacci extension, so we had that pivot low on Friday. We had the first rally up to this level, and then we had this pullback. Now if we just drag it forward, again, we want to match it with the recent low here. If we just pull it forward, you can see that the measured move from this pullback here and this bounce, we hit that this morning. We saw a nice strong rally up to that pretty much exact level, and it's still trading under there as of the close today, which is Monday. It's about 4 o'clock. Markets closed 2 minutes ago. Now, if we take this one step further and we look at the more recent price action, today's low, and we take today's high, and only this recent low, this is a very bullish formation intraday. If we just pull it across there, it shows that the next target for this is going to be the 43.05 area yet tomorrow, and possibly right up here to the 43.23, which is going to be right up near the previous pivot high. So on a short-term basis intraday, if this plays out, this is a bull flag, very tight formation here, and the second half will move up there. Visually, everything is very balanced, and that's the nice thing about using Fibonacci's in the markets. They're fractal, so you can break it down to any time frame, and usually you get nice equal measured moves. When there's fear or greed in the market, you tend to see the market move in very measured steps. So that's kind of where we're at, and where I think utilities sector is headed in the near term. Anyways, that's it for now. Take care. Bye-bye.